Yeah, boy.
Look at me, baby.
All right, we got this. Okay, round. Put the theme song on. And we're already live. I hope this is not being recorded right now. All right then.
Just
All right
get
then.
to it already.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's a redneck version. Let's do that every fucking time, people. Yes, it's ringside. Hey now, look at the thunder strikes, the lightning. Oh my goodness, I like this. Taken over by Infamous, the video game, Trey. You know, I hope people don't talk about that game enough anymore. That shit just disappeared. I like that game.
I blame the PS4 game.
Yeah, no, me too. The Second Son, yeah, that was awful. Fucking Jesus. But anyways, people, this is wrestling. And you might be wondering, oh, he pulled out the red shirt. You motherfucker. Turncoat son of a bitch.
I did, and I think I have it on backwards.
What a classic Trey. What a classic Trey move you just pulled, Hovik.
I know, yeah. No, him.
I learned from the best.
No, and Alan does the same thing with Flex and Shield too.
I do have it on backwards.
It's okay. Is it choking you a little bit?
Trey fashion.
Is it choking you a little bit?
Nah.
Nah, it's not. People know. Here we are to ringside hangout. You know. In case you guys forgot, there it is, right there, man. And we're doing the blue brand today. We're not talking about Raw a lot, but god damn it, I have to say it. I had to say it, Trey. The Raw was the best part about this shit. Because it was another shit show like we said it was going to be. Fuck this show.
I hate to eat.
It wasn't that bad.
I hate to eat my own words from last night where I was like, spoiler, the show's going to suck like I always do about SmackDown. But Ash, she really liked tonight. And I hate that I really liked tonight because I wanted to hate it. I tried to find many reasons to hate this show. And I couldn't.
I can give you a few. I can help you out with that. I can give you quite a few reasons. And, here's the thing. I'm going to go and look in the chat really quick, people. The chat's here once again. They're saying, oh, shit, that ending. Yikes, EA sucks. Team Blue all the fucking way. That promo tonight makes me sad because we could have had D-Bry versus Brock. Wait, that would not be good. I'm sorry, Cedric. Blah, blah. Yeah, that would have been awful. It would
not be good.
Yeah, and I mean, I know people love the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. I know he's done many great things, especially in Ring of Honor. But in a ring with Brock Lesnar, I would not. That's one of the situations, man. I would not accept Brock Lesnar losing or even having like a competitive match against him because Daniel Bryan's so small. And I'm sorry, but I kind of agree with Kevin Nash sometimes when he says like, "Hey, I can't stand these midget fucking wrestlers." Because, I mean, I'm not saying that I hate small wrestlers. I'm not saying that they're not entertaining, but they should go against each other. I don't want to see Rey Mysterio beat the Big Show. I don't want to see fucking Kalisto or Sin Cara go against Baron Corbin, which we'll get into that tonight. That was some fucking shit. And Trey, you're telling me, oh, I have nothing to hate about the show tonight. Well, that was one, and we will get to that. But first of all, let's just start with the show. On the very top of the thing, the beginning of the show, Daniel Bryan does a promo laying into Brock Lesnar and basically calling him out. I mean, was it a shoe promo or like what would you even call that? Because he did bring up some real life shit.
I have no idea, but it was like one of the best promos that Daniel Bryan has had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he did was mock Paul Heyman.
But just like him making fun of him, like tapping out UFC, things like that. I mean, I really like that promo a lot. It did remind me of something kind of like how The Miz did those promos on Daniel Bryan. But it just seems like, why is Daniel Bryan being so heelish? And why was Shane McMahon being so face-ish when he was heelish those Raws like a while ago when he attacked fucking when he attacked the Raw roster? It's just like everyone was a heel tonight. I didn't like that. I didn't like that Daniel Bryan was not acting like Daniel Bryan. 2 weeks ago, I remember this correctly. 2 weeks ago, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan had a segment backstage, and Daniel Bryan was basically telling Shane, hey, dude, I did not agree with you going after Raw like that. Did not agree with that invasion that you guys did. But then all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan is totally liking this idea of talking shit now. And I don't know if that was because he got chokeslammed by Kane or whatever. I forget what happened. But I just feel like, that was a little odd in my opinion. Trey, I want to get your opinion on this. What do you feel about the promo in the very beginning of the show?
The promo at the very beginning of the show was awesome because the thing is, regardless of Daniel Bryan, all of a sudden, and I'm gonna get to you on that, Nick. I'm gonna get with you on that, Nick, because something happened afterwards that made me be like, okay, they didn't forget. But anyway, the overall promo with Daniel Bryan acting like the advocate to AJ Styles was amazing. And even the fact that AJ Styles was like, well, hey, I'm not a puppet. I also going to say some stuff. I actually loved AJ Styles' promo as well. It wasn't his best, but it was still amazing, and I loved it. And it did just as much as what Paul Heyman did last night to hype me up in the match, than tonight with Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. But, Nick, they actually brought that up. Like, Daniel Bryan still wanting to confront Shane next week about the crap that happened because he was being the team player for Team SmackDown for that promo with AJ Styles to hype up the match, but he still has a problem with what Shane McMahon did. So it's not like he didn't forget about it. He told Shane, hey, after all this is over, next week, me and you, we're going to have a talk about this. And I was like, okay, that got a thumbs up for me because they acknowledged it. They didn't forget it. So they didn't really...
Yeah, and that's not really... That's not really my complaint either, because like I think what you're thinking I'm saying is like they forgot. Like for once they did contain continuity and they did remember. Like I wasn't mad that they did remember because they totally did. But my issue was it's still like even if you remember, you're still making a mistake by having a situation where Daniel Bryan is still acting heelish. You know what I mean? Because what he did out there with Brock Lesnar, it wasn't like a response to anything that Brock Lesnar or Paul Heyman did. He just went out there and started talking shit, and AJ Styles did not call him out there to help him out. There was no situation where Daniel Bryan was actually needed there for a storyline purpose. It was just there so Daniel Bryan can start talking shit. And that's one thing that was kind of frustrating to me. And I'm looking at the chat over here too. Red Rob Bakeen says, Nick, your statement are confusing. And I say, all your bays are belong to us. You're confusing. Okay. Set us up the bomb, Raheem. It's a meme that was very, very old.
Yeah, a very old meme. That's like an ancient internet meme.
Yeah, that's like some MySpace shit. But like I'm gonna give Hovig a chance to rebuttal actually, because I feel like Hovig probably disagrees with me as well. I mean, do you disagree with me, Hovig, in the sense that Daniel Bryan was acting heelish, and what did you feel about the promo in general?
Well, I love the promo. I was floored with that shit because I did not expect it, and especially since he was mocking Paul Heyman, which is how I kind of think that it was kind of heelish because he was mocking Paul Heyman, but at the same time, even though even though it may have seemed as slightly heelish in the mocking or trying to do the whole Paul Heyman gimmick, it was for AJ Styles, who's like one of the biggest faces right now. So I mean, it's okay, I guess, or it's like a whatever type of thing. But in the retrospect of everything else, I mean, that shit was awesome. That was like one of the best Daniel Bryan promos I've seen in years.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with that. It's just I was confused by it.
And it wasn't about him. It was about AJ Styles.
True, but that's the thing. I feel like I just wish. I mean, I don't like AJ Styles promos, but sometimes you just don't need a promo. Sometimes, what if like Paul Heyman came out, I was like, you know what? Now I'm in your yard, bitch. What are you gonna do? And then AJ Styles comes out, confronts Paul Heyman face to face, and then Brock Lesnar comes out of nowhere, boom, F5. You don't need a promo. You don't need to torture me with some weird shit. You don't have to confuse me with Daniel Bryan being a heel, but then also saying some face stuff because he remembers about what happened with Shane. You don't have to do all this confusion shit. You can do something as simple and basic as AJ Styles is his house. Paul Heyman walks in his house, spits on his fucking floor. It would have been cool if not even Brock Lesnar showed up. What if Paul Heyman came out and says, I just wanted to tell you face to face. I know I said some stuff on Raw, which by the way, people go ahead and check out Hulu Plus and watch Raw from last night. You know, that's a weird little thing there. He could do something like that. You know what I mean? He sells everything. He could do that and then also say, but AJ, I'm a man. You're a man. I'm going to tell you straight to your face. Fuck you. And Brock is going to beat the fuck out of you on Sunday. And then AJ knocks out Paul Heyman. And then now Brock Lesnar has a reason to whoop his ass next Sunday. We cannot wait to see. You can add that in the video package. Like, what's Brock Lesnar going to do? Paul Heyman got his ass whipped by AJ. You know, simple stuff. You don't need a fucking promo. That was awful. You know?
I feel like that would be kind of slightly out of character for AJ Styles right now.
Yeah, true.
Maybe if he was heel AJ Styles, he might go down that path. I mean, because that's what fucking Samoa Joe did. He fucking knocked out fucking Paul Heyman with a coquina clutch.
Yeah.
But that would be slightly out of character for AJ Styles, and it wouldn't make sense for him to knock out Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and then, you know, as far as my complaining about that, one other thing I want to bring up here actually is after that promo, you get a situation where it's backstage, and, you know, Jinder Mahal, he's seen back there talking to AJ, and I was like, well, Here's the thing that really sucks about SmackDown, and now I'm for sure this is not a WWE problem, this is a SmackDown problem. And this is one of those situations where I get into every fucking week. I think we're on episode 9 of where the fuck are these SmackDown superstars, but this time it's going to be on the pay-per-view because Jinder Mahal, he's not going to be on the show. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had a whole promo, a whole fucking story arc tonight about them not going to be on Sunday Survivor Series. Why is there so much issues with fitting your wrestlers into a program? I don't understand that. Why is Shane McMahon in a fucking main match, a really important main match, and for some reason Jinder Mahal is not, when he was just the world champion? That does not make sense. That is really, 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 really awful booking. That is fucking terrible. I've never remembered any kind of wrestling era, I mean 80s, 90s, Attitude Era, Reality Era, PG Era. There's never been a time where your world champion loses the belt and he's just gone. He's not even on the show for weeks after he was a main fucking attraction. That's never been done in the history of WWE.
The only thing that I can think of right now is that the matches on Sunday are going to be long as fuck.
True, which is good.
Because it is a yeah, it is good, which is also a 4-hour show. And right now we got 8 matches, that's including the pre-show, so you got 7 matches on the main card. So, and you got 2 of them that are the 5-on-5 traditional elimination match. So, remember last year that the main event, the Raw versus SmackDown, was like almost an hour long.
Yeah, which was great. I mean, and
it was almost an hour. Yeah.
But I'm happy about that. But there's ways you can still have those like lengthy matches and still find some way to fit these other guys in. Because with Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, they're all heels. Had them go against 3 faces. Why not Titus O'Neil, fucking Apollo Crews, and one more face goes against these heels? You know what I mean? Or
that would be
math.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nick, but that would be very forced. I would hate that. If it's one thing I hate is when things are forced, and that would really piss me off. I would not want to see Jinder that low. Like I actually like how Jinder went to AJ and like, hey, after this whole thing you're gonna have with Brock, you're gonna have to come after. You're gonna have to come against me, and I like that. Heck, I even did some booking in my head thinking that Jinder is actually gonna interrupt the match between AJ and Brock, and I think he is gonna show up at the pay-per-view in my opinion, because the way that promo went made it seem like that.
Yeah, and Bob
Jinder Mahal goes up to Mahal go up to AJ Styles. Once this shit's over, you go catch these hands.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look in the chat really quick too. Bob Blob says, I felt outside of AJ versus Brock, SmackDown has mostly been the heel throughout this entire feud, which is cool, and I would like if they continued in that particular route. But then it did something stupid where, man, like tonight with that twice doing that Shield fucking triple powerbomb thing, that was way overly heeled. That was like some Stone Cold Triple H power trip shit. That was super, super heelish. And they were the fucking protagonists. What did y'all do? And then the announcers like telling us like, oh, poor Shane, poor Shane. And I'm like, I know SmackDown is with SmackDown, so I get they're doing that. But you're not telling a story now. You're just picking a side. It's like no matter what story you get from either show, it's not even a story. It's just a perspective. And it's like, yeah, when it comes to writing, it's like CD1 and CD2 for Resident Evil or something. It just doesn't make fucking sense. You know what I mean? It's weird. Like,
I agree with you, Nick, because the thing that didn't make sense, one thing I'm confused about is the whole Corey Graves thing, because you said the commentators were like pretty much for Shane. Corey Graves wasn't, and it's pretty obvious he was Team Raw like the whole night, because he could have shut up about Raw. He could not shut up. Like if it was anybody that made it more obvious that Raw was going to invade tonight, it was Corey Graves. Like even doing the whole invasion, he was all for it. Like doing the Raw Under Siege, he was all for that. Like when it was opposite spectrum of that, when SmackDown invade, he was like, "Oh no, get these SmackDown superstars out of here!" Da da da. Like it was just so weird. Like. And Corey Graves had mostly the voice throughout that whole Siege thing. Like, it was just weird. I didn't like that, I guess. Because it's like, Corey Graves, he should be in the middle, I guess. Because he's on both shows, not one over the other. And I didn't really enjoy that on the commentating tonight. So that was very confusing in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And another thing, too, like, yeah, they had to kill his last 5 minutes. That's something I've been complaining about with SmackDown for probably about 6 months now, where they just don't know math. That's another thing, too. They just do shit just to do shit. 2 weeks ago, before we went to New York, there was a fucking situation where we all flipped out in confusion, where Jericho and Owens went into one of those fucking respawn beacons from Halo and was backstage, and then within 5 seconds ended up right back on the ramp. And just stood there laughing to end the show off because they didn't know, oh shit, the show's over. We got nothing to do. Go be a heel. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn were backstage talking to somebody. They're right back outside. They left again. They're outside. They're on the ramp. They're laughing. The faces are in the ring confused like, should we do something? They goes Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. And I know Nakamura is always confused because, good God, fucking retarded. But, you know, like, I mean, that happened 2 weeks ago and it's happening again tonight. And I just don't know what's wrong with them not being able to kind of get their shit together as far as time goes. Corey Graves is a Raw man ho. Raheem, I love you.
Me and you don't always agree, but I actually do agree with you on that. He pretty much was that whole segment. And to defend the ending a little bit, like, one thing I noticed about Raw compared to SmackDown is they even showed it tonight. They really love catering to the fans. Because Braun Strowman did something so on Braun Strowman-like. I was like, really? Like, because before they even did the second power bomb, he was, the audience was chanting, one more time. And Braun Strowman said, you want one more? And they was like, yeah. I'm like, really? Like, that's so on Braun Strowman. Like, I did not like that. That was so out of character, especially if we're still showing on TV. If it was not on TV, then maybe I'd be more lenient towards that. But it was still showing. And it was also still weird seeing Roman and Braun. I don't know. I just had a lot of problems with it. I feel like that was more on the Raw side more than SmackDown, because really you don't see SmackDown catering to the fans like that. You never really do.
No, true. And that's the thing too. Like with Braun Strowman, that's another issue too. I'm glad you brought him up. I had an issue last night with him. You know, basically telling Kane, I want Kane. And he's like, okay, you want Kane? No, Kane. No, just don't get it. It didn't happen. But he was basically telling him, I want Kane. And then he like smiled, like, I'm gonna fuck him up. And I was like, wait, Braun is supposed to be a dude who barely talks, fucking big monster, uncontrollable. He is so controlled and chill, talking to Kurt Angle in a very subtle, casual way about, I want Kane. I mean, literally making deals like he's a businessman. I gotta tell you, man, they're starting to drop the ball with Braun over him being a fucking face. Because now they're doing shit where he's like catering to the fans. Like they did the same thing with Ryback. Ryback was so cool the first 3 months, and then he started saying shit like, you know, feed me more. You know, it's something time. It's feeding time. Whatever the fuck that was. You know, Ryback, you know, that catering to the fans and shit. Like sometimes these big guys need to be heels, and if they're not going to be heels, don't let them talk. Braun, I don't know what the fuck they're pushing this dude as. Like, is he gonna be a new fucking Hulk Hogan or something? Like, no, you listen to fucking.
Nah, I think they're just waiting until Survivor Series is over, so then they could just go back to their regularly scheduled program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because even Trey said, and I heard you say it for a second, Trey. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're about to complain about the fact that Roman and Braun are just totally cool sitting right next to each other, even though they almost killed each other. I mean, for the past, ever since right before the Shield. Actually, no, even during the Shield, when the Shield returned, they all gained up on Braun, and he never got his revenge back. But now he's totally cool with the Shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the Monday was non-valid. Like the previous Monday was non-valid. Like it's sort of a Braun destroying Kane and everything. It was like, oh, it's okay as long as SmackDown's taken down. And hopefully I agree with you a little bit. Maybe after Survivor Series, maybe in my head I'm just kind of like, this is kind of lame. It'll be back to normal after Survivor Series.
They do this every fucking time that there's a Raw versus SmackDown. Everything fucking halts. And then they gotta go feud with SmackDown, they gotta go feud with Raw, and then once that's over, then they start saying like, you know, oh, you know, SmackDown got this, or Raw got this, blah, 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 but then let's get back to it, and then you get back into all the fucking feuds and shit.
And I'm so aware of that, but here's the thing. There were so many angles that they did this, because they used to do this every fucking year, well, a little bit back in the day. Not too back in the day, but they did this all the time. And when they did, the storylines of the matches literally like was the match itself. Like there was times where, like, remember the invasion angle, The Rock and Chris Jericho had a bunch of history, and that ended up like changing the outcome of the match, kind of in a way, because Chris Jericho, after he got eliminated, like fucking did some shit to the Rock.
Yeah, to the Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he try to cost that match at the Survivor Series?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, he did.
And then Taker came out, it's like, you bet your sit your bet, bitch.
No, that too. And then same thing with fucking Stone Cold and Kurt Angle. They were both heels, chicken shit heels even. And that whole Kurt Angle being heel, he turned heel on heels, which was amazing. That was one of the best heel turns in a while. And you know, fucking Stone Cold and Kurt Angle, the whole entire build-up to that, they didn't trust each other because of their history. A history that happened a year prior to that shit. And then moving past forward to like 2005 when Guerrero died, there was a lot of stuff between like Randy Orton and JBL.
which was the recent anniversary of his death. May he rest in peace.
Yep, rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Lie, cheat, and steal. Yeah, man. No, I hate every time this happens.
And we would have it any other way.
No, seriously, every time this happens, when like there's an anniversary of his death, I see a bunch of those videos come up when he passed away, and they did the 10 bell tolls, whatever. That shit's the most depressing fucking thing. Like, I would not recommend watching that unless you're in the mood to cry. So
yeah,
you know.
Fuck that.
Yeah, shit's awful, man. It's more heartbreaking to me than the Chris Benoit thing. Like, taking out the context, it's still more depressing. But either way, though, people. You know, but they do this every Survivor Series, and it's always the storyline. This time, they're just like, nah, no storyline. We're Raw, dude. Put the red shirt on. That changes everything. No, fuck you. You know, why? By the way, why did Braun come from the SmackDown locker room with the SmackDown theme song? Or not SmackDown theme song, but his regular theme song. Like, they played the bro, and he comes out, and he's come to save the day. Yeah, you don't remember that? And he came out to the
he came out and destroyed the Hype Bros. And
why is that a problem? Him coming out to his own music?
Because it's SmackDown. Like, he should be coming out. Like, they plan for this shit. Like, it's like, oh, Braun's obviously here.
Yeah, of course they planned for it. Yeah, what the fuck?
No, man, usually, like, okay, like in the beginning of the thing, they did the thing with the Shield when they come out through the crowd. That was cool, and they do that every single time they do a Survivor Series thing. Even when JBL or the ECW fight thing with the ECW One Night Stand, all that shit, they always come out through the crowd, or they just. Yeah, they always just run out. It's always like this chaotic fucking thing. But all this production, like playing Braun Strowman's theme song.
Well, if you think about I know exactly where you're going with this, but if you think about it, Braun and the Shield were the only ones that came out to their theme songs, and the reason why is because the way that Braun came out, it was like an ace in the hole type of thing that Kurt Angle had, because Kurt Angle was like, "Come on, let's go, and go get him." It was one of those, like it was like an orchestrated type of thing. That's why. Everybody else came in through the fucking what do you call it? The audience. Everybody else just ran in, as well as like Shane McMahon and a lot of the SmackDown guys. Which, by the way, they were pretty light on people tonight, weren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it wasn't just me.
No, it was not just you.
I was like, I could have swear that there's so much more fucking people in the locker room.
Maybe SmackDown forgot to put them to work again because they do that every week. Once again, people, where are these SmackDown superstars?
But yeah, so it's like you see Kurt Angle come out and he's just like motioning for Braun to come out and then give the okay. So I guess that was that thing. That I guess that's how it was. We're
gonna continue that, but just one thing I want to bring up over here too. Bob Lob says, "Am I the only one who hates the half regular, half Raw shirts in the SmackDown shit? Especially with the fucking half Shield, half Raw bullshit."
That
fucking
shit was
hate
clever
that.
Though. Come on.
No, that was bad. That was bad as fuck. I hated that shit so much.
That shit was clever.
They did that because Seth Rollins did that with his shirt. He had a half Raw, half like his shirt to the side. So I guess they were just kind of continuing that with the Shield thing, and it's stupid. I never liked it to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it's clever. I will give Hope this. It is clever to. I mean, it makes you differentiate the Shield. It's like they look like elite. It's like if this is a video game and these were non-playable characters, you would pay attention to the Shield more so than anybody else. You know.
That was that last-minute shit right there.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I hated it personally, but I understand why somebody would like it. I get it, and I get that. I mean, its purpose was to pay attention to them, and I paid attention. It worked, I guess. I mean, shit. But you know, one big thing too, I hate, it's like I'm not trying to be hypocritical, and I know people are gonna call me out, but god damn it, man, you announced him. You had this big brawl. Raw was just whooping ass. Where the fuck was John Cena? We couldn't see him.
Where was Trooper H?
You can't see him.
Yeah,
like if you really want to be there, like I didn't like that either. Granted, Nick, I'm with you. Like I hated that John Cena was there. I hated that Trooper H wasn't there. It's like really, this is y'all big powerhouses. Y'all advertise this during the night on SmackDown. Oh, Trooper H, Shane McMahon's brother-in-law, and then nowhere to be found when Raw invades. And then you got, oh yeah, John Cena announced for SmackDown. Yeah. Nowhere to be found. I didn't like that. That whole thing was stupid.
That's because John Cena's pulling a Brock right now, dude.
Yeah. But
yeah, I get that. But still, it's like, what about Triple H? I'm pretty sure he was backstage.
Man, I was expecting, man, I had high hopes, but I was like, man, I'm hoping Lesnar comes out.
Dude, okay, I was thinking the same thing. I wanted that so bad because I wanted to be a thing where I wanted to be different from Raw, where actually the champions actually went at each other. Like Brock Lesnar came out to AJ. That would have been awesome.
I was just waiting for it, especially after that whole promo that Daniel Bryan did today about the whole advocate shit. I was just waiting for it. I was like, come on, I just give me that little riff of the fucking guitar right now. That would be amazing.
Yeah, or
But Braun came out. I was like, okay, I'm fine with that.
yeah, and I mean, and Raheem, I understand. I totally get that. I don't get what I want, and I know that maybe I'm asking for too much. But the thing is, I don't feel like it's asking for too much because I've seen this done year after year for decades the right way. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, I'm asking for too much. I agree. I actually agree because I wasn't really expecting this to be good. Yesterday I was like, this shit's gonna suck. I'm so fucking ready for this shit to suck. Same with Trey. It's the same. Said the same thing. If I can say this shit right. Yeah, but the thing is like. It doesn't. I don't want to excuse it for that because I've seen really awful eras of wrestling that I hate, like 2008, 2009, where I fucking hated every single. I didn't even watch it because I hate it so much. And when I go back to watch it, I hate it even more. But yet this part, they did right. Every year, this is the one part where it kind of goes right. Same with Royal Rumble too, even though they've been fucking that up a little bit lately. But Royal Rumble, Survivor Series are usually perfect. SummerSlam has its moments. WrestleMania, holy shit, there's been some really awful build-up to WrestleManias. Especially those go-home shows are fucking trash beyond trash beyond trash. But Survivor Series, it usually works, and they fucked it up. I mean, I swear, they fucked it up last night to an extent, and tonight. I mean, dude, last night, their big thing was Kane versus Braun Strowman. I was like, why? That doesn't have to do with Survivor Series. That should have been at Survivor Series. That's not even a Raw or SmackDown thing. There wasn't even an invasion.
Well,
what the fuck?
You guys were talking about continuity and storylines right there, right? But with other stuff, well, they did it with Kane and Braun last night, and look how it ended up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, there's a good way to do everything. I mean, that's an example of that. You know, because continuity is not everything. There also has to be writing, too, and there has to be paying attention. And math. Big one's math. You know, like just putting your wrestlers in pieces and puzzle pieces. I mean... The old arithmetics. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. And then one more thing, I know this is kind of weird because we've been talking about the last thing this whole time. But really quick, the Baron Corbin thing. I thought he was going to be a bigger deal. Isn't he on the team, the SmackDown team? No, he's facing
going against The Miz.
Yeah, The Miz.
Okay. Really hated that he fought against Sin Cara. Just straight up. That shit was awful. You could have fought somebody maybe from Raw or I don't know, just something, maybe just a promo. But that was the most boring, and it was long. I mean, for me, I felt long. I mean, it even had its own commercial, and who gave a fuck? And it was actually for the title too. You can't just be giving out title matches with such no build-up. You know what I mean? Like, now, who's going to give a fuck about the United States Championship matches? Fucking bad. Next one, Charlotte Flair winning the title. I thought that was awesome. And this is where I'm going to give it to you guys. What do you guys feel?
Did not expect it.
Did not expect it. I agree.
Especially, like, I think it was Cedric, or I forget who it was, who said it on the ROS chat. Saying that they're in her hometown, so you know what that means. She's not winning it, and then she won it. I was like, whoa, that happened. You know, and now it's Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss, so
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and over here in the chat, he's saying, yeah, could have fought Gable, Ty. Absolutely. Where's Ty? Where's Mojo? Where's Zach? Where's Robert Roode? Where's any of these guys? Oh, but let's have Sin Cara fight in this match. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He deserves a U.S. title shot. He breathes. Like, he's breathing.
I hate to be that guy, but Baron Corbin and Sin Cara have been feuding against each other. Now, that has been a good feud, not putting it out there, but there's been a whole thing with Baron Corbin trying to take off Sin Cara's mask off to disrespect him and all this other stuff, and Sin Cara trying to come after the title. So it's not a good feud, but that was built up there. It just hasn't really been good build up. It's there, Nick. I'm sorry. I always hate to be that person and be like, well, there was build up. It just wasn't good, but it happened.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm totally cool with being proven wrong, and that's a spot where I'm proven wrong. But at the same time, just like the Kane and Braun Strowman thing, you are already part of a storyline. You're already building up to this pay-per-view. I'm still complaining. Fuck that. Sin Cara, Baron Corbin should have been built for another time. Or that should have been its own match. Baron Corbin is not fighting Sin Cara at the next pay-per-view. And then if this is a feud, is even more insulting because why did you give it for fucking free the week before a pay-per-view? Why did you even build it? Who cares?
So Natalia and Charlotte Flair was free.
That's another. Thank you. You see how you're telling me? Like I'm complaining about the show, and you're giving me my reasons. Like,
what's the thing though? It was free when this Sunday is a pay-per-view against a brand versus another brand. I mean, I don't see the complaint. I mean, unless you just want the feud to last 2 months, which honestly I get sick of seeing that, and it's happened before. You know, Sasha and Charlotte. I think I got sick of that also. But anyway, I would hate that. I would hate for this to continue, like them feuding against each other. Like that's the thing. SmackDown held continuity more than Raw, like especially after tonight. Like,
well, it's not even
really
continuity,
good with continuity,
issue,
and they normally don't. And I was actually okay with tonight happening the way it did, for the sake that continuity was actually pretty darn decent tonight.
I mean, and like here's the thing, like that could be argued. I feel. And I'm not going to do that arguing because I don't care enough. But my issue is not the continuity, because you're right. I mean, there's certain aspects where it's like, yeah, the continuity's there. There's other aspects where it's not, by the way. But on top of it all, they do nothing with the continuity. It's like, you know, the Sin Cara versus Baron Corbin thing. Yeah, great continuity. You could have had a fucking promo where they go against each other next week. It'd be like, hey, Survivor Series is cool, but yo, we're building the future, man. It's gonna be awesome. Make sure to tune in to SmackDown next week. And then also on top of this fucking like aftermath from Survivor Series, also a title match, also Baron Corbin. Maybe you'll be like thinking in the back of your head like, oh wait, is Sin Cara gonna fuck up that match for Baron Corbin? Is he gonna go in there and try to like do something before that fucking bout comes up? Something, anything. But no, just have a match. Oh, and then have Baron Corbin just completely fucking destroy him. So. Hopefully that's ended. I hope that Sin Cara doesn't want a rematch, because who the fuck wants to see that shit?
But if he wasn't there, wouldn't you have done your segment of where those SmackDown superstars if he didn't do that tonight?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna do that no matter what. No, unfortunately, I'm gonna do that no matter what. But I would much rather be like, where's the guy that I don't even know his fucking name? I mean, it's hard to know if he's Kalisto or Sin Cara at this point. And it's like, I'd rather complain about that than complain about where is our future or our former world champion from 2 weeks ago. I'm literally like in a situation where the only thing I get is this tiny ass promo. Yet for some reason we get Sin Cara in a full-fledged match. I like how fucking even during the show, Robert Roode shows up at the very, very end for a split second, you know, to get knocked down a couple fucking times. Why wasn't Robert Roode fighting against the fucking dude? Where was Dolph Ziggler? We had to sit through so much bullshit with Dolph Ziggler in those fucking entrances. Now he's just gone. He's just not there anymore. But yet we get to see Sin Cara, though. We really want to see Sin Cara more than Dolph Ziggler, right? Like, man, fuck this show. Like, you know, it's annoying. And I mean, I'm looking at the chat too, and I'm gonna ask you about this too, Trey. But like, he's saying, speaking of Charlotte, I was shocked when she won in her hometown, walked away clean, no cash in, no post match attack, just a feel good moment, which is rare as fuck. I like those moments too sometimes. They are very rare, but I think Ric Flair kind of fucked it up for me.
What?
The crying.
Wait, no, you can't be surprised, Hovik. Nick has stated before that he does not like Ric Flair at all whatsoever, and he thinks he's a piece of crap. So I'm not surprised. I knew if anybody was gonna like that segment more than anybody, it would be me and you, Hovik. Nick, I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised.
Bro,
I mean, I expected when we did this show, I was more expecting Nick to mark out the fact that Braun Strowman threw Nakamura out the ring.
Oh, we're about to get to that too, because Nakamura. Oh, I will get into that later.
That whole fucking segment just made me feel so warm, especially after watching the documentary the other day, and I was fucking sitting there bawling my eyes out and shit. Like, damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm dead inside for Ric Flair. Like, I don't like the man at all. And his crying. Look, dude, I cried when he retired. I did, but this motherfucker cries for every little fucking thing, dude.
No, the thing about it is, I really don't think Charlotte knew he was there, because the way she ran at him, you know, I'm like, dude, wait a minute, hold on, was this an actual legit surprise of him showing up? Like, that's why I was like, yeah, because if you look at her face, like, she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and if the crowd's like, whoa, we didn't know that shit either. I'm only showing your face right now so I don't get flat.
Fast forward a little bit, like, you see him come out and she's like running right at him. I'm like,
yeah,
like, what the fuck? Like,
he is old. He's gonna take a bit, and I would fast forward, but I'm just gonna pass over it.
He's gonna take a bit. Take it, Nick.
No, I'm sorry, man, but that motherfucker's like trying to do the Undertaker entrance and shit. Like, ain't no grave, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. No, here we go. Here he goes. Hey there, buddy. Look at that. Oh, that is wonderful. That I've only seen that 20 fucking times. That was beautiful. I'm crying right now. Fucking shit. I'm sorry.
But yeah, anyway, it was a beautiful moment. Because here's the thing, I didn't really care about the television show. It was an okay match. I don't know. It's something about that first match they had in NXT Natalia and Charlotte.
Yeah, I was just about to say that shit.
That was their best match, man. They've never been able to beat that match.
Nope.
It's a shame. And this match just didn't hold a candle to that, but it was an okay match. But when I saw that ending with Charlotte and Ric Flair, I was like, oh, dang it. They got me, man. I had to put everything aside. I'm like, you know what? That was a beautiful moment. I'm not mad. I got to put the pride aside. That was amazing.
No, and I like that after the match, like she went back to doing some other cool stuff. I don't know if you guys saw on WWE.com, but she actually went back and started doing backroom casting couches, which was great. I love that particular pornography. I'm sorry.
Wow. The freaking black couch helped your joke. That's the thing I hate the most.
I like those two, Nick.
I know, those are great.
I hate the most that was a black couch. I was like, dang it.
You know, I'm actually really shy.
At that point, there was nothing you could say. I was like, fuck it.
Yep.
You got that one.
She's right there. Woo! No, but the thing is, and the reason I pulled this up, actually, it wasn't just because it makes me think of her in a sexual way. I promise. But the thing is, this was actually done on YouTube before the match, and she dedicated the match to Ric Flair. So maybe that did that make it more emotional for you, the fact that she, you know, before the match dedicated this to her dad?
I didn't even know that she made that video. Like, cause when the match ended and she said she was dedicating this match to her dad, I thought that was it, you know. And then they were going up the ramp, and then the fucked up thing is, I'm thinking it was another version of her song, because normally with him, you hear the fucking woo in the beginning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then you start seeing the word Ric Flair. I was like, is he coming out? Yeah. Like, you know, because the last time you saw Ric Flair with fucking Charlotte is what she said, get the fuck out of my life.
Exactly.
And now she's like, come here, daddy.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I like this, and I mean, especially all the shit that Ric Flair has been through lately, you know. So this is an emotional moment. This might be like one of our last times we see Ric Flair. I mean, it's fucked up to even say that, but it's just one of those things. You got to be honest, like, you know. And we will do we will do a tribute despite everything I just said, because Trey and Hovig really love this man. So, and I mean, and I respect him quite a bit, man. I mean, I really do. Like, Ric Flair is one of the best out there. It's just, I personally, like, as a person, as who he is in real life, sounds like kind of a fucking scumbag. And to be quite honest, man, that this crying shit, I just wasted time. And, you know, it's almost Survivor Series. Why couldn't we have more fucking divas? Why couldn't we have fucking, you know, Robert Roode or Nakamura doing something? And I know it's like crazy I'm asking for more Nakamura, but one more thing to get to the end of the show. Man, did you guys see what Nakamura was doing during that fucking match? Or not the match, but the brawl.
Yeah, he was getting thrown out the ring.
He got destroyed by Braun Strowman.
No, before that. That dude literally stumbled and didn't know who to fucking touch. He was jumping around looking for someone to, like, it was almost like, you know when you go to a dance party and no one wants to fucking dance with you? And you're just like, oh, you want to, oh, no, okay, fuck. Well, hey, do you want to, oh, wait, she doesn't want to fuck me either. That's what he was doing. I'm serious, man. Like, I'm like waiting and trying to stall to see if WWE like uploads a video of that shit. But man, I hate Nakamura. I really do. And honestly, Trey, I get your Japanese thing. I get that you like people with slanted eyes, and that's fucking awesome. And I love you. But
my favorite wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling is for Canada. What do you mean?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Nakamura, you jackass. Like
Canada. The Young Bucks are from America. Like, what do you want from me?
What?
And he's labeled the cleaner. Is it Kenny Omega the cleaner?
Yes.
I'm not even talking about. Why are you guys on this Kenny Omega? I didn't even mention the fucking dude. I can't remember his name.
Bring up New Japan. You like to throw New Japan Pro Wrestling at my face all the time because it's Japanese, but my favorite wrestler New Japan Pro Wrestling is from Canada. Like,
but the conversation's about Nakamura, who does have.
Nakamura thing in my face.
I'm just bringing.
Wrestlers from Canada.
Okay, dude, it's not my fault because every time I complain about Nakamura about what he's doing in America, I don't watch this shit overseas, so I don't bring that up. But every time I bring him up, it's always. Well, man, New Japan Pro Wrestling, you know. I'm like, yes, I get it. They're great. Chinese people are better at everything.
Argument, there's no more bringing it up. I can't defend Nakamura in WWE. I want him to go back. That way I don't have to deal with your rants about him anymore.
But here's the thing. This was
I'm tired of it.
But this was gonna segue into because I was gonna ask you. Have you noticed how much his stock has dropped? People are not even chanting for him anymore. He's getting to a point now where he's barely on the fucking show. Can you at least see that or no?
I know. I've been seeing. Dude, I seen that before he left NXT. I seen it before he left NXT. I seen it at the beginning of his feud with Dolph Ziggler. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm not stupid. I was always hoping, hey, I'll be based in the WWE, and it's not working. The main roster's a whole different story. Like the novelty of him's been dead, Nick. I don't know what you want. I admitted that a long time ago. I think I admitted it like 4 weeks ago on the SmackDown show, actually, to you. So you want me to admit it a second time? Yes, I admit it. Nakamura ain't shit. What do you want?
I want you to say it like a lot more and make a shirt that says it in the front, and then bring me his head.
No, because
So
I'm taking him back to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Ah!
I don't deal with your ranting anymore.
God damn it!
I don't deal with your ranting anymore.
Oh, I have to rant. I'm sorry, but God, everybody, and yes, I know Kenny Omega's from fucking Canada. That's great, but God damn it, the man's not that great fucking either. Okay, like. We're gonna do an NJPW show. You and I are gonna fucking do one of those, Trey. We're gonna like skip a Raw, and hopefully you're invited. But we're doing that one of these days. I'm gonna have an NJPW fucking review show, and I guarantee you, it's not gonna be as good as what everyone else fucking says it is.
Let's just wait until Wrestle Kingdom 12.
When is that?
January 4th.
Oh, we're gonna start the year off with some shit.
Birthday.
Wait, really? Your birthday's on January 3rd?
And that's when we'll get Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, which, by the way, we've had Chris Jericho versus many great people on fucking WWE, so let's not pretend like, oh, they're so great, Chris Jericho's better overseas. It's like, no, he's still the same Chris Jericho. We're going to see a typical wrestling match. It doesn't have to be the best thing anyone's ever fucking seen. Like,
I hate this whole thing that you assume I just watch New Japan Pro Wrestling just because it's overseas or because it's Japanese.
I never say that.
Watch a Ring of Honor.
I never say that. I never say that. But I know that you like not the mainstream shit, and then the things you say about the non-mainstream shit is so overhyped by all wrestling fans. Like every internet wrestling fan, and I know I'm one of them. I know people are gonna say, "Well, technically you are." Like, yes, I know. Fucking, I'm on the internet and I like wrestling. But the thing is, when you watch Ring of Honor, you watch any of those shows, it's just a bunch of fucking spot monkeys just flipping around, clothesline, fucking dive, clothesline, dive, fucking. I mean, stop with the clotheslines, especially the short arm clotheslines.
Now you're starting to sound like fucking Randy Orton.
Man, is he lying? Fucking everybody does the same fucking move.
And Broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, but even him, it's just like this hipster shit with wrestling. It drives me up the fucking wall. And like I sit back and I watch some of the fucking Ring of Honor stuff, and I watch a little bit of the fucking. I even watched Chikara a while back too, like fucking a year ago, whatever the fuck. And I was just like, yeah, this shit's just messy wrestling, and the fact that it doesn't have the fucking lights going. And the fucking like licensed music, everyone's like, that's great, man, that's pure. With the fucking fans like, this is wrestling, this is. Yeah, you went to a wrestling show, you fucking dummies. Like, what the fuck you think it is? Like, God, this is circus.
It's like you're throwing your hate for WWE onto all wrestling at this point, pretty much. That's really what it sounds like.
Because I was
it's like you're upset. You're upset about people who complain about WWE. Like obviously I do, but then I go around watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor stuff I actually enjoy, and it's like, oh well, what's so different about that? When it's like I'm actually getting entertainment from it. Like the same stuff where like Raheem in the chat saying you're asking for too much. Well, if you're really asking for too much, you get all that in New Japan Pro Wrestling. You get all that in Ring of Honor. Heck, at one point we got all that in TNA, GFW, Impact Wrestling, whatever they want to call themselves these days.
Yeah, but even in the sense too, don't people say that they don't tell stories the same way they do in fucking NJPW. When they do those matches are the stories are told in the ring. Like, that's cool, but there's a reason why I don't watch, like, Mexican Lucha Libre shit, too, or Lucha Underground. Like, I want my stories told like an actual TV show, like how WWE used to do, how WCW used to do. I don't like the fucking, telling it all in the ring. There's certain things, like, I like entertainment. I like sports entertainment, right? All those other things, those indie wrestling things, those are just straight up fucking wrestling. And honestly, I'm not a straight up wrestling fan. I mean, I guess I'm a super obsessed casual viewer, I guess. I mean, I don't know what I would categorize myself. I mean, do you know a terminology that I could use to categorize myself, or?
No, it's like what remember a while back when Stone Cold had Vince McMahon on it? He always told Stone Cold, "You're not a wrestler. you're a sports entertainer. Like you're just a sports entertainment fan. Like you just like WWE for the most part. It's like you rather see the entertainment side of things, not really the wrestling. Whereas me, like I like stuff being stories being told in the ring. Heck, I brought this up yesterday. I think the most fun I had with a story in the ring wasn't even from New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor. It was actually the story of Bayley and Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. That was an amazing story told in the ring, an amazing one. And it's just, I don't know, like I just love their pure wrestling of it. I love stuff being told to me. Like I just don't really like the promo. I don't care about the promos for the most part. The promos are good, that's fine. But I'd rather see that story in the ring, which is what we rarely get from WWE nowadays. The same match that I enjoyed with Sasha and Bayley at NXT Brooklyn, and even the sequel NXT Respect, it's not being there on the main roster. The main roster doesn't get to really be able to do that because whereas Triple H treats them as actual wrestlers in NXT, they're sports entertainers on the main roster with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I agree with everything you just said. I really do. You know, this spawned off for me just complaining about Nakamura because I'm always gonna complain because he's on my fucking TV. I have to. I'm sick of saying the same thing over and over. Because if you guys realize with SmackDown, you can just take any of my dialogue from any of our last like 7 or 8 months of SmackDown reviews, and I would say the same thing, and it would actually fucking apply. Like this, I could easily just like not even come onto the show and just record what I said last week or 2 weeks ago, and it would have applied everything today because it's the same old shit. Raw at least does something a little bit different. You might get a good show, you might get a bad one. Sometimes. NXT is sucking ass right now. But there was some months where it was amazing. And I fucking loved it. It reminded me of the Attitude Era. It was the greatest shit. Even better than the Attitude Era, actually. NXT is fucking, sometimes it's incredible. And it's just, with SmackDown, I'm like, dude, like, it's simple shit. It literally is just, you know, having the guys that you pay to have on the show actually come on the show. It's really that simple. I'm at a point now where I would just be happy if they could all make it onto the TV screen. I mean, I want 3 hours of SmackDown now. That's how desperate I am for just someone to make some fucking sense on that blue brand. And they don't. And they're still adding more people on that shit. I mean, there was more Raw guys on the show tonight, I think, than, like, you know, fucking SmackDown dudes. As far as, like, you know, non-main characters. You know what I mean? Like, they use people more than once on the show. It's just, I hate SmackDown. I'm gonna give my rating. Fucking, it's 1 out of 5 once again. I fucking hate SmackDown a lot. I really, really do. But hey, Survivor Series, I think it's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna talk about that too. But Hovig, what do you think about SmackDown tonight, man?
I really enjoyed SmackDown tonight. Especially the fucking ending. I mean, we called it a couple weeks ago that, you know, we wanted Raw to retaliate after the whole Under Siege thing, but we all knew it was gonna happen. But I do like how it actually panned out tonight. The matches were pretty decent tonight. I'm actually really just fucking hyped for Sunday. But one of the biggest highlights of tonight was that whole Ric Flair segment and the fucking promo that Daniel Bryan did earlier on during the night. But for my rating tonight, it's going to be a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. And really quick before we get to Trey, our main event of the evening, Bob, he says 3 out of 5 for him. And actually, Raheem saying he fucking hates Raw. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for Raheem. And anybody else who's in the chat or watching the show, let us know what you would rate the show to before we end this shit off. But Trey Cooper, my boy. Hey, baby.
Hey, I'm Trey. Anyway. 3 out of 5. I'm surprised. I was about to give SmackDown actually a 2.5 out of 5. I really was. And then the ending happened with freaking Raw Under Siege, which, you know, in some ways, I think they actually kind of did it better than SmackDown. For instance, I like the high point to me was actually with the women, like freaking Alexa Bliss slapping the hell out of Charlotte. Slapping the hell, like, cause one thing I hated about the SmackDown invasion is like, why didn't the champions have anything to do with it? Like the women champion, they were no longer, they didn't exist in that SmackDown invasion. This Raw invasion, Alexa Bliss just straight up, bam, shot her on the ground. That was amazing. Like, loved it. And then
that
also,
smile. And that smile she did too. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm just gonna back away from you. Anyway. I didn't really enjoy the 2 power bombs. sheer power bombs to Shane McMahon. But I'm over Shane McMahon for actually fighting in the ring, because somebody brought up a good point. If you switch Mick Foley and Kurt Angle's characters, they're essentially, Kurt Angle's been playing the same character Mick Foley was, and I don't like that. Like, that's so weird thinking that, because Mick Foley was playing the same like crap character of a general manager, where Stephanie McMahon comes and bullies him and all this stuff because he ain't doing the job right. Like, and that's ridiculous. It's like, why is Kurt Angle acting this way? Like, I feel like this is the most Kurt Angle's been, like, this whole time. Like, even doing the Angle's family Shane. Like, because why didn't he even try to fight back when SmackDown popped up, you know, on his show? So I actually enjoy Kurt Angle actually doing some retaliation. But Shane McMahon was the MVP of that, because he actually fought back. He didn't just let the team just go in there. He didn't stand on the side, let them carry him into the ring and be like, oh yeah, da-da-da-da. Nah, he actually fought, and I love that. Overall, I think SmackDown's continuity was better tonight, in the sense, because Raw, they dropped some continuity with their invasions, and I hated that. It really made me mad. Like, the women carried the continuity more than the men. I was just kind of like, ugh. And like Kovic said, it'll probably be back to normal after Survivor Series, but as of right now, SmackDown just kind of killed it through continuity. And the low point, I actually agree with Nick here. Barry Corbin versus Sin Cara. Granted, yeah, the story's there, but it was still crap. So yeah, 3 out of 5. I really enjoyed the show. Surprised I enjoyed the show. And if things do go back to normal, SmackDown's going to suck next week. So
yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I know things are going to be different now. Like, after this week, I know that Survivor Series is going to be a fucking, you know, probably a good show. You know, and I'm going to go around and ask you guys, too, what you guys think about that, too. But, I mean, just SmackDown, man, they need a shake-up backstage. Or they need to take all the wrestlers and put them somewhere else. I mean, Sin Cara needs to go to fucking 205 Live. Same with Dolph Ziggler. You know, those are two. And Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke doesn't have to talk, and if he has good matches, I'll give him that. Have him on 205 Live, that would have been that would be a fucking destination TV for some people, because people love Shinsuke, and no one watches 205 Live. You'll have a reason to watch him there. Him and Dolph Ziggler had great matches. Imagine them going at it or whatever the fuck. You know, AJ Styles being champion, and then this Jinder Mahal thing. I don't even feel like Jinder Mahal is going to get another chance. And honestly, like, I don't think he ever got a chance. His biggest moment was saying some racist shit while fucking the other dudes were stumbling around like fucking black and white comedy characters. Like,
fucking.
You know what I mean? And Jinder Mahal's way above that shit, dude.
Looney Tunes shit, man.
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't even like Jinder Mahal, but like, for everything that he did and all the working out he did to fucking get into the shape he did, and looks like he could be someone who could fight against Brock Lesnar, and you're gonna give the belt to AJ? Like, fuck you guys. Like, I fucking hate SmackDown with a passion. I really do. And just realizing too with the Survivor Series thing, like, I know it's gonna be good, it's gonna be entertaining, but it's even stupid in this sense too, because Brock Lesnar, I just realized today when I was watching some old clips, he's had the belt since the end of March. That dude has been champion for literally 8 months now. Defended it probably twice. What the fuck is happening, dude? Like, come on. Yeah, there was a time where, like, when John Cena had the belt for 8 months, it was like, oh my god, he's been champion for 8 months. It's amazing. Around this point, CM Punk was actually counting his days as champion. This used to matter. This dude had 8 months and no one even realizes. They're not even mentioning that in the commentary. I hate it. I hate it. But what do you guys feel about Survivor Series? I know, Hovig, you're hyped, but Trey, I'm actually really curious, man. What do you think about Survivor Series so far? Are you hyped?
You know, the weird thing is, Nick, is that the hate you had on SmackDown tonight is a little weird, because I brought this up yesterday. WWE is really playing damage control in the sense that they're trying to make this a very hype card. Like, and because they even did some stuff on Raw last night where they did some changes. Heck, like, Paige messed it up for herself according to the dirt sheets because, you know, she posted pictures on Instagram or whatever. So they put Bailey in her place or whatever, and then, like I said, the AJ Styles versus Brock thing happened because they wanted to switch up the Jinder Mahal because it wasn't going to sell the pay-per-view. It really wasn't. Like, it's weird because I feel like both Raw and SmackDown did the extent of trying to sell us the pay-per-view. And granted, in my point of view, it worked for me because I'm actually hyped for this pay-per-view. Now, am I more hyped for it than NXT Houston? No, I think NXT Houston's gonna be really better than Survivor Series, but I will give Survivor Series a thumbs up of hype from me.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm hyped too. It's just like, and this happens a lot. It happens a lot where sometimes like it's so messy, people building up these fucking pay-per-views, but it's like they just know where they have to land and what needs to happen at the pay-per-view. Like another bad Survivor Series build-up was actually when Sting came back. Like that whole like authority versus where the fuck and the authority thing was happening for like 2 years, and we were so sick of it. And they were just building this shit up like so much. The Big Show being a big like baby face helping out John Cena and the whole fucking thing. And honestly, like it was the worst build-up ever. But that Sting debut was fucking incredible. And Dolph Ziggler being the last man standing and John Cena being eliminated and the whole thing, that was incredible.
Yeah, man, fucking Ziggler went like what, 4-on-1, and then he ended up fucking winning.
Yeah.
With the help of Sting, but
still, it was amazing. And then he still needed like triple. Yeah, I mean, and that was after a heel turn from Big Show that was actually effective. Like, you know, they did everything right, and I feel like they might do everything right this time. But it's just like, you know, there's certain situations where you can see what's being prioritized. What's being prioritized is a stupid-ass angle with Shane McMahon. What's being prioritized is the fact that, oh, we're getting the big names back because WrestleMania and Royal Rumble's coming up soon, so we gotta have Triple H come back. Why? No reason. Let's just bring it back because, fuck it, Triple H. You know, the stupid Jason Jordan thing, like, I know that he's not in the match, but he's still part of the storyline. I guarantee you, after that fucking pedigree, Jason Jordan's going to turn heel or do something to fuck up Raw on Sunday. And honestly, like, I got to see it before I can judge, but the shit's stupid. I mean, honestly, if they do that, that's fucking retarded. You know, Kane, like, I thought he was going to be part of the match, and then they already had him get slammed through a fucking ring. You know, it's just, stupid. You know, but Survivor Series, I feel it's going to be good. And I can't wait to see what the women do. And I don't know, man. And the matches are going to be good. Like, you're talking about, you know, you like to see the story told in the ring. Like, these matches are going to be fucking awesome. I can tell. Like, this is going to be fucking sweet. So, at least we'll have that.
Because, like I said, they did everything they did to stack the card. That's why it's like, I wasn't really too mad with SmackDown because Raw was doing the same stuff. Like, granted, you was in New York at the time, but that whole thing with the Shield dropping the titles to Cesaro and Sheamus just so they can have Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Usos, and even more have the New Day versus the Shield. It's like they've been doing this, and it really started on Raw. So I feel like it's one of those things since SmackDown's been bad. It's like you just see SmackDown doing the bad stuff, but
well, no, because last night gave the same exact rating to Raw. Like, literally, they gave it a 1 out of 5 last night. So it's like it's not like I'm picking one over the other. Like they're both really bad, but it's just like at least on Raw, I don't have really silly ass complaints like, hey, where's the wrestlers at? You know, it's a wrestling show. It's Raw. You split the roster in half and you still can't fit fucking wrestlers. At least Raw can do that. And I know it's because they have fucking 3 hours. But then they actually have wrestlers from 205 Live as well, and he still managed to fit everybody in. Like, someone give the guys on SmackDown a fucking calculator. I mean, I think I'm watching like a little bit more than a quarter of the roster on the show now. And then you want to put Raw in there too. Like I'm glad that Raw invaded and the whole thing, yes. But it's like if you're gonna have Raw invade, have more SmackDown guys to fight them off. They went into that locker room and they found 2 dudes. Like, and I'm almost at a point now where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, there is only 2 guys in the roster because I can't fucking see anybody else. God, fucking stupid.
Well,
speaking of Under Siege, did you guys ever see what Zack Ryder and Natalya have been saying on Twitter when SmackDown went on Under Siege with fucking Raw?
Are they flirting?
No. It was a whole thing of like Natalya accidentally grabbing Zack Ryder's balls, and then somebody on Twitter tried leaking it to TJ to get mad, and then they actually just made a big joke out of it. It was pretty stupid.
Okay.
It was actually funny because everybody's like, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on here?" Natalia's like, Zack Ryder's like, "Hey, what is going on here?" He goes, "I'm sorry, I was excited."
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was dumb because it was just a screenshot taken out of context, to be honest. Because when you asked the actual thing, her hand wasn't even there for that long. It was dumb.
It wasn't even on there.
Yeah, it really wasn't. But I mean, it was funny that people like pay that much attention to it. It's like that. Yeah. That was more over than half the shit that happened. But people, that's
Nick, you know what you can't complain about?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. What, Trey?
The midweek chat attack.
Oh my god!
Tomorrow.
You could complain about that shit too.
Oh.
You're killing the gimmick. You're killing the gimmick. Anyway, yes, you cannot complain about the midweek chat attack coming up 7:30 CST tomorrow on Wednesday, and then of course this Saturday is the midnight chat attack. 7:30 CST.
Ooh. And people. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Nick. I
No,
forgot.
let's do it together and see if we're gonna say the same thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And after the midnight chat tag, we're gonna watch NXT Takeover, and it's gonna be great. And then we might do a show. We're not entirely sure. And then we're gonna do Survivor Series, and that's gonna be on Sunday. And he's not gonna say it with me because I'm just all over the place. Who knows what I'm gonna say next? Apples and oranges.
You left me in the dust, man. I was kind of alone. I was like, wait, Nick, come back, Nick, no, don't leave me now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what happened? I held onto the potato too long.
He gone.
Oh, but people, yes, no, Sunday, Survivor Series for sure. Not entirely sure about the NXT Takeover thing. Why don't you guys let us know what you think about that? And if you guys watch the show too, maybe we'll have you guys on. We'll just have a little fuck around fest talking about NXT Takeover. I'm gonna be tired though. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, don't hold us to that. So
yeah.
And then after all that, of course, we do the clock turn once again to Raw on Monday.
Yes. But yeah, people, no, it's gonna be great. Make sure to come to the Midnight Chat Tech definitely on Saturday too, because I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be talking about the Punisher. That's gonna come out on Friday, and everyone's gonna be watching that shit, dude. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you, Rick, and the whole thing. Sorry, I like Shane from Walking Dead. That's my favorite character.
I liked him too.
Me
then
too.
I stopped watching after they killed him off. I was like, fuck this show.
I still watch, but I miss him still. And I like the Punisher and Daredevil, and that's gonna be great. Man, I really hope that blind motherfucker doesn't come. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, people, that is it.
And we got Justice League this week. Oh shit.
Oh, November 17th. It's gonna be a great day. Trey, take it away, sir. 1, 2, 3.
I got the gun to the Midnight Chat Attack. Attack the
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh wait, I didn't even show it. My bad. God damn. That was one of the worst.
Oh yeah, screw WrestleMania, screw SummerSlam.
That was one of the worst ever. I love that though. People, thank you for watching. You're all